In its heyday, the Foxboro Raceway drew crowds that could rival the turnout at a Celtics playoff game and generated single-day revenues in the area of $750,000. Although standardbred harness racing still thrives at tracks in Florida and at New Jersey's Meadowlands, in general, horse racing's share of the U.S. gambling dollar has declined dramatically during the past decade.
It's going to be diminished in New England, almost completely wiped out, you might say. Is this the only track in Massachusetts? They're closing. Now there's no others.
Some people say that the decline in horses push people away. The conditions in the grandstand maybe push some people away. It's probably a cluster of many things.
In spite of the clear sky and the shimmer of melting snow, these are dark days for the folks at Foxboro Raceway. The 40-year-old racetrack, usually open year-round, has been closed since December. Bankrupt, unable to afford the upkeep, Commonwealth Sports Properties, headed by Patriots owner Charles Sullivan, defaulted on its $1.5 million annual lease, disrupting the lives and livelihood of more than 1,000 people and some 700 horses.
There's been a lot of horses sold here, probably over the last month and a half, that were sold for less than half of what their value was, mainly because people had no other alternative.
I would expect that I'll be looking for another job related to horses, but what's happened is that with more and more racetracks around the country being closed, but it seems to be more that are closing than that are opening, combined with the veterinary schools pushing out a lot more veterinarians than they did years ago, you can't easily switch jobs the way you used to.
They just kicked us all out, told us we had to go, but they never gave us a warning. They kept promising that we were going to be racing again.
Yeah.
And now that we're hearing all kinds of other stuff.
So what are you going to do?
But they've never let the horsemen actually know what's happening. Yeah. They've never let us know.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't know. Gotta find someplace else to go.
Amidst this winter beauty, there is deep pain, a sense of loss among those who have spent so much of their lives here, dedicated to the sport and to the animals.
Our probably biggest problem is getting attached to these things. We kind of treat them like family almost to it, and maybe we hold on to one too long and hope for a miracle they're going to come back.
Well, a lot of them have gone to the killers.
Really?
Because people couldn't afford them no more.
Yeah.
So they've sent them to the killers, especially older horses like this that they didn't want to put too much into.
Yeah.
But he's lucky. He got an owner that don't want to send him anywhere, no matter what they do.
Aside from a few horses and a handful of staff, the raceway grounds are deserted now, a hunting memorial to the days of past glory and to the horsemen who have struggled through this winter of discontent. For the 10 o'clock news, I'm Marcus Jones.